Welcome back to the Heartland. I'm John Kasich. Have you ever heard of washing a kid's mouth out with soap for swearing? Well, now kids at some public schools in Connecticut are cleaning out their wallets if they open up their mouths. They're being levied with a $103 fine for cursing on school grounds. Is that a little harsh or necessary discipline? Joining me now from Hartford, Sam Saylor, president of the Hartford Parent Teachers Organization. From Orlando, First Amendment attorney Marc Randazza. All right, Sam, we're going to start with you. Kids so out of control, they're cursing at their teachers, and so you got policemen in the halls passing out tickets. I mean, what's going on in this school?
Well, what's going on in America? We're allowing our children to have certain liberties, the music, the rap music and stuff that they're listening to. They're taking certain liberties. All children take certain liberties outside of the shadow of their parents. But these children are taking certain liberties and they're expanding them, and they think they have this freedom of speech that allows them to intimidate teachers, intimidate the very people who are trying to offer to them an opportunity at life and a future where they can better themselves. And it's just intolerable. It isn't something that parents send to school for. It isn't something that we tolerate.
Mark, what is your take on this? I mean, you know, if a kid gets, what I'm fascinated by here is you give the kid the ticket, he's got to pay the fine. If he doesn't, his parents are held responsible. Isn't that a great way to bring parents into this? I mean, too much of the time they're out to lunch.
Well, I think that the motivations of the school board are great. What they're trying to do is they're trying to bring civility and respect into the classroom, but they're not doing it the right way. The law and the Supreme Court have said that you cannot criminalize speech. You can criminalize conduct. The Supreme Court case of Cohen versus California tells us that. No matter how profane the language might be, it's only
but Sam,
conduct
that's not
that
for
you can
kids
punish.
in school now. Come on.
Actually, it is. And even this law that they're trying to apply, this Connecticut law, doesn't say that you can punish people for what they say. It's only for conduct. Now,
Sam,
as Sam was saying, if it's intimidation, that's okay.
Yeah.
If you want to punish intimidation, you want to punish unruly behavior,
Sam,
that's one thing.
I got you.
Yes.
Speech is Sam, let me ask you a question, Sam, because I think I know the answer to this. If you cursed back to a teacher when you were in school, Sam, what would your parents have done to you?
Look, my mother invented the word 2-for-1. I would get a spanking by the principal and then a spanking by her and a bar soap. I acquired a taste for ivory soap with my mouth, and I learned then that it wasn't tolerated by my mother. And today, parents do not tolerate children. Yes.
All right, Mark, I want to know what would have happened in your family. The teacher would have, I mean, I couldn't even imagine when you walk back into your house, you tell me what would have happened to you.
Oh, I'll tell you, my dad's watching right now, and I'm not going to say that he would have tolerated that.
Your dad wouldn't have tolerated that, Mark. I could tell just by looking at you. Here's the last thing, though. Sam, they say that they're using handheld metal detectors to look for guns and knives in this school. What is...
Well, you know what? Again, a product of our times. They do those same devices they use in the White House to protect the president and other dignitaries. Sam, you shouldn't be having to use handheld metal detectors to watch kids coming in the schoolhouse. Maybe the school ought to be shut down. Well, what school? America's school, the public school system, any school system? Right. We need to turn the corner and get back to the art of teaching our children instead of having it become an in-school prison for them. But we're there, and we need to deal with it.
You know, I'll tell you guys, I'll tell you this. At the end of the day, to me, you got to get the bad kids out of the school because they're disrupting and destroying the educational opportunities of the majority. It's a sad situation in America, but Sam, I think you're standing up and you're being a real leader. Mark, thanks for being with us tonight, and I hope your dad doesn't give you a paddling. I'll see you guys. Thanks.